yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Born and dead, saved by love, count my blessings from above. Though in darkness, have no fear. Light will shine on those holding near. They know that sorrow they will pass. For I know in this life there will be something. But remember that love, yes it will. Love will reign. Yeah. Love will reign. Yeah. In my heart, I believe it. Love will reign. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Have a vision. It's clear and plain. People living life, smiling again. Oh, see the children, they know no pain. Far from pressure, stress and strain. Oh, sorrow, they will pass. For I know in this life there's gonna be some pain. But remember that love, yes it will. I know. Yeah. Love will reign. Gotta believe it. In my heart, I truly believe. Sun will shine again, and love, I can hardly wait. We'll all be together. There'll be peace, peace, sweet peace. Happiness and joy forever. Oh, yeah. One day, someday, pain will be over and love will reign. They won't last, for I know in this life there's gonna be some pain. In the end, love will reign. Love will reign. Said it in His word, weeping may endure the night. Love will conquer all. Love will win the fight. So don't be discouraged. Don't be dismayed. Darkest hour is just before the light. Hate will be crushed, fear will be gone, love will remain and go on and on. Though the road seems rough, my friend, we know how to turn it. Oh, yeah. La, da, da, da. La, da, da. La, da, da. Oh, oh.
Good evening. Love will reign. I'm Marcus Holmes, the love activist, and I love that song. It is a song, the title track of a project by Kier Coleman Ward, who is an amazing musician, artist, composer, and he has given us permission to use that as our theme song. And each time the year rolls around, where you might think it's time to change the song, that message stands so true and clear today as it did the very first time that I heard it. So I'm excited to be here with the late edition of Love and Stuff. And we are live across several platforms, including TikTok, tonight on LinkedIn, including Instagram, YouTube events. Um, Facebook on the Marcus Our Homes page and the Love and Stuff community page from which we emanate, and Instagram, if I didn't say that name, and Twitch TV. All right, I want to make sure I covered every single name. And we are in the month of June. This is our second Tuesday, and this Tuesday, because we are all in this month in our self-care journey, all about grateful. This is the month of grateful. And as you may know, I've been blessed to have my first book written about gratefulness. And I want to share some things from that book. Plus, I want to tell you a little bit about how this gratefulness journey came about for me, and a really important mentor whose work really mentored me more than him as an individual, who is celebrating 100 years next month. So I want to make sure that I tell you a little bit about that as well. And I want you to take a moment and click share, tag 5 of your closest Facebook friends, followers, connections, subscribers, 5 of the more popular ones to join in tonight's abbreviated edition of Love and Stuff. Thank you over there on TikTok. Judgmental has joined us, and we'll talk a little bit about that as well. So click share and tag someone to join us now. I'm reading an excerpt from the back of the book because I think it is something that everyone can relate to. What if life knocked the wind right out of your stomach? What if you were angry, frustrated, and broken because of death or job loss? What if you watched your marriage or your relationship seemingly dissolve before your very eyes? What if you experienced the ultimate betrayal? What would you say? And what steps would you take to move forward? These are questions that are core to this writing, this book, The Gratefulness Journey, every day. What are you doing in the next 30 days to transform your life? And this book emerged amid some tragic circumstances, son-in-law circumstances, and grief that I experienced personally. And I want literally for every person that may watch this or hear of this or read the book to learn how you can literally change your neural networks, change your brain to create a powerful habit that will transform how you experience life and how you can do it in 3 simple steps. And so that's what I want to spend these next 22 or so minutes with you talking about. And I may reinstate our gratefulness journey morning messages this month in the hopes to remind everybody to get on the journey for gratefulness. This work, and I'm going to read an excerpt. I'm going to read actually the opening, I think, to the book, and maybe one more passage. But back in 2017, I had an opportunity to go to Work Human, which was a conference for human resources professionals mostly. And I met a gentleman whose name is Pandit Dasa. He is a mindfulness expert, former monk who did a lot of prayer and meditation, right? And he helped me on my mindfulness journey. I thank him to this day for that short interaction, those short sessions that weren't one on one, but they felt as if there was nobody else in the room. Has anybody ever had a teacher or professor or instructor who it felt like the message was just for you, was just you and that person in the room? I'm kind of having a similar experience now in life, in the place in the journey that I am. I'm going somewhere where it seems like every message, the messenger can clear the room and just say, hey, this is for you. Anybody ever experienced that? Well, I had that experience in 2017. What attracted me to that conference was that former First Lady Michelle Obama was the keynote speaker, and I wanted to go hear her. And of course, there were some really cool sessions and workshops that I wanted to partake in and bring back with fire to implement in my organization. That's kind of how I see my opportunity to travel and learn from other people, that I'm supposed to bring it back to my community. And so I was excited to do that. I had not heard of Pondit before. I had not really focused in on mindfulness. I was already on a gratefulness journey. I'm going to tell you about that in a second. But I hadn't connected the mindfulness part to build habit with it. And so I meet Pandit Dasa, very humble, and I'm going to say unassuming guy. You would not know how powerful his work is just by meeting him. He lives and leads, in my estimation, without bravado, which is often hard to find among among people known around the world. Their celebrity often meets you first. Their status, their stature, their posture often meets you first. And sometimes it's a lot of bravado, but not with Pandit. He seemed everyday, but he was in a powerful practice and changed that into a powerful session or sessions that changed and transformed my life and the work that I felt called to do with gratefulness. But my gratefulness journey started before that with a beautiful lady who was named Princess Irene Holmes. You may guess it. It's my mother, bless her memory. And in 2012, she kicked me on a gratefulness journey, jump started me on a gratefulness journey that I had no idea of what it was. And really, I am still unfolding layers every day. In 2012, by that time, I had already experienced the loss of 3 of my 4 siblings, one of my best friends. A number of her siblings had passed, particularly 2 that she was very close with. And Thanksgiving was coming. And I had determined that there was no need for me to cook because I had siblings that were no longer here who could outcook me. I had a brother, Stephan, who almost accurately to the taste made my mother's mac and cheese. I'd have to know the pan to know, because she used a specific pan for her mac and cheese. I'd have to see the pan to know it wasn't hers. He was just that close. And my sister Vanessa was a great cook, and she made the best potato salad in the world, among other things. But that was the best potato salad. I've tried to mimic it. I've tried to improve upon it. I can't do it. So there is a pressure to me to be able to cook well because they cook so well. But I felt that the excitement around cooking and all of the activities around our family coming together could never be the same. Whether my dad decided to add something to the table, or just clean and cook the chitlins. He was known for making coon or rabbit or different things if he could make that to the table. And he made some mean greens. Never had fried chicken at the Thanksgiving table, but he made some mean fried chicken and mean fried green tomatoes. But all of this cooking and activity I knew would not be replicated. I knew could not be duplicated. And I decided that there was no sense in trying to fake the funk. Thanksgivings were over, and we would create a new tradition. I would go to Uptown Barbecue here in Metro Detroit, get us some ribs and some sides, enough for me, my mom, and Autumn, and enough for Felix if he decided to come by. And that would be Thanksgiving dinner. And on Thanksgiving Eve in 2012, my mother, who I had come to do caregiving for, I heard her voice from downstairs. She was upstairs, and I went up there and said, yes. And she said, I don't smell anything cooking. I said, well, no, you don't. I'm going to go tomorrow to Uptown Barbecue and get our dinners. And with tears in her eyes, she grabbed my hand and pulled me close to her. Said, you've got a right to grieve, and you can grieve for however long and in whatever ways that you want to grieve. But you must also reserve the right to be thankful for and grateful for everything and everybody that you have left. I promise you, I still get goosebumps on the back of my neck when I say it, because here was a woman who had lost 3 of her children, which is tough for a parent to bury children. 3 of her 5 children she buried, and her husband, and her sisters. And amid her own mobility and health challenges, she was encouraging me to be grateful. That started my gratefulness journey. And it was just a private journey, I think, in that it had ebbs and flows as journeys do, but it wasn't a dedicated focus of everyday gratefulness in the way that I've come to know it. And there again, I credit the work of Pandit Dasa and this gentleman who will be 100 years old on July 12th, who is an amazing influence, practitioner, pioneer in this work, Brother David Steindl Rast. And I want to share with you from the Grateful Living, A Grateful Day, which is going to tell you a little bit about Brother David Steindl Rast. And maybe from it, you will see how much I have been impacted by his work. Didn't you just enjoy that from Brother David Steindl Rost, who turns 100 years old next month? I have a debt of gratitude that I owe to him in helping me to really walk gratefully in this journey of gratefulness. Now, I want to be sure that I am clear that gratefulness isn't a new concept. Being grateful, it's the aspiring in the moment sense feeling of being grateful. Gratitude is more aspirational, it is the state of being grateful, it is a future state you hope to achieve. But in the moment, as you build a habit of grateful, you're practicing gratefulness. And I love that Brother David says that gratefulness flow into blessings all around you. Let gratefulness flow to bless others all around you. Gratefulness is so powerful as a practice that it can transform not only you, but all of those that are around you. And so I have to thank Brother David, thank Pundit Dasa, because they helped me formulate the practice in a way that is something that you can do every day. The practice of gratefulness is simply three things that you're grateful for, speaking them aloud to yourself 3 times, and sharing them with 3 people. When you do that for 30 days, you're on a journey to let the blessings of gratefulness overflow into every area of your life and to transform your life. And so I invite you in this month, grateful that. And of course, I invite you into considering getting a copy of the Gratefulness Journey every day, which we'll show a link a little bit later. I see that we had a little bit of a challenge there on one of the platforms, but we're grateful that you're here. So I want to read the introduction from the book, and then I want to share just a couple quick things with you relative to the gratitude research from gratefuliving.org, because there is gratitude science. So this is not just something pulled out of the air, but it is really science that backs this and how it can transform your brain, right? So from the introduction, I read, author Ernest Gaines writes that, quote, the major conflict in my work is when the Black male attempts to go beyond the line drawn for him, unquote. My conflict was that the line had been drawn, I just didn't know it. Attempt after attempt, I hit my head against the walls of consternation, trying desperately to access peace. I needed peace to deal with the exit of loved ones from my life. I longed for peace to weather the racism and microaggressions that I experienced on the job. I hoped for peace to salve the struggle to bring my authentic self forward into every aspect of my being. You see, in America, some cannot accept the fact that Black people, African Americans, are already their equals. They relegate us to certain professions, entertainers, athletes, and tradesmen, all noble professions, but we're often relegated to them. Certain behaviors, lawlessness, substance abuse, and child abandonment, and certain positions, docile, angry, and indifferent. So in walks this outspoken but loving, gutsy and compassionate, tough yet tender-hearted human resources guy. And there goes the line, and there goes a visit to the doctor. What line did I cross? The be nice line. The no matter what they say to you or do to you, no matter how insulting, be tactful line. I crossed it and erased its marks while going to the other side. I found myself in a comfortable psychologist's office for a mandated visit that reminded me of the legacy of gratefulness that I had committed to carry forward. In walked Dr. Manrique, a clinical psychologist specializing in adult therapy for anxiety, depression, and personality disorders. A published researcher, he is also trained in child psychology, neuropsychology, and substance abuse. The beauty of it was that what was meant for evil, God will use for your good. My prayer was, Lord, I need thy waters of refreshing to saturate me until I'm too wet to feel pain, heartache, grief, or sorrow. And when I'm dry enough, let me be so filled that I can handle trauma and drama in a way that glorifies you. Underneath what remained of that line was a hard shell and a heart of gratefulness, just waiting to leap forward into new levels of a powerful transformation. And I wanted to share that with you because that gratefulness journey was born out of situations and circumstances that transpired around work, that transpired around relationship, that transpired around death. And if in this day and time, any of those circumstances resonate with you, I want to invite you to consider the practice of gratefulness as one tool in your tool chest, in your toolbox, in your toolkit to transform your life. As I mentioned, the Grateful Living, gratefulliving.org, you can go there. There's plenty of great information there. And among the information that you'll find there in the practice is gratitude research. That there are scientifically proven benefits of gratitude. And I want to highlight just some of those benefits because contemporary science is catching up with what is known as ancient wisdom. Gratitude research increasingly confirms that gratefulness is good for our spiritual, physical, mental, and social well-being. And Dr. Robert Emmons, from a quarter century of groundbreaking gratitude research, that these different research studies have come to the same three conclusions. And it's called ARC. Gratitude amplifies the good. World where it seems daily there is some drama, particularly here in these states that are to be united. There is the DOJ saying that EEOC is done things unconstitutional, that they have basically coerced employers to use race. That we have a president, a person in office who storms out of Meet the Press and is unkind and rude, and who vilifies journalism, who has done a ton of things that I don't believe anybody voted or desired for him to do. Gratitude amplifies the good. That's A. The R is that it rescues us from negativity bias. That's the R. And connects us to another, helping us to mend what is called the social fabric. And when you discover these benefits and more, Dr. Emmons and others who have done research say you begin living your greatest grateful life. Gratitude increases longevity. Sure, you might want less salt and fewer cookies for long life. About more gratitude. One of the research studies that comes out of Harvard, published in 2024, reveals that gratitude has the potential to increase longevity in older adults. It focused on 49,000 subjects with an average age of 79. And over a period of 4 years, the people who scored highest on their gratitude measurement had a 9% lower mortality rate. One of the conclusions from that study is that gratitude appeared protective against every specific cause of mortality studied, most significantly against cardiovascular disease. I want you to think about that. In another study from Dr. Christina Carnes at the University of Oregon, she came up with, from her findings, that gratitude changes the neural pathways in our brain. This is some of the research that informed my writing in the book. By using a form of an MRI to study patients, she and her team saw that gratitude increased our enjoyment of giving to others. Over time, practicing gratitude, practicing gratefulness led to the reward centers of the brain responding more actively when giving than when receiving. Lines with the word that says it's more blessed to give than to receive. I knew you'd finish that. Being grateful increases, care for the community or the collective. This study comes out of Northeastern University, which has shown that gratitude as an emotional state increases the way that we care for the common good, how we choose the collective good over the individual need or good. In part of the research, they constructed a game that looked at how much people would take for themselves compared to how much they would leave for others. Those who experience gratitude as an emotional state, gratefulness as a practice, not just a one-off or momentary experience, a practice, a state of being, were more focused on the collective good than those who were either emotionally neutral or even emotionally happy. They took less and left more for others. Being grateful increases care for the community, care for the collective. And at Baylor University, research by Dr. Sarah Schnitzker and Dr. Joanne Sang demonstrates that one of the ways we move from gratitude as an activity to gratitude as an emotional state is through intentional reflection. And that's why I do the free gratefulness journal, so that you can journal and reflect on your gratefulness. Without a reflective practice, we will return quickly to whatever our baseline level of happiness is. Despite the effects of positive or negative life events will return. But practicing gratitude, practicing gratefulness builds your resilience muscle to continue the outlook of gratitude during positive and or negative events. In other words, we can feel grateful for something, but if we don't reflect upon it, it is a fleeting state of affairs. In the research, they explain through intentional deep reflection of what we are grateful for, we can move past cycle and into a positive emotional state or being of gratitude. This research highlights the importance of developing a consistent gratefulness practice that moves us from just this sense of aspirational being to actually living gratefully every day. And lastly, as we're coming to time, because there are other ones that I want to share throughout this month, grateful people are less lonely. You know, this week I've had the opportunity to talk to a number of people that are not in community, that feel isolated. I was just talking to someone earlier about how all of his friends he feels and family are the ops and how they have betrayed him and how he just removed himself and doesn't spend that time with anyone, goes to work, goes home. How being alone and feeling alone can have and take a toll on your mind, body, and soul. Well, researchers at the College of Charleston recently completed a comprehensive review of 26 studies of gratitude and loneliness involving nearly 10,000 adults from around the world. The results suggest that people who are grateful tend to be less lonely no matter their age, their gender, or where they live in the world. If someone was above average in gratefulness, they had a 62% chance of being below average in loneliness. I want to suggest to those of you that are walking through a space of the death of a job, loss of a job can feel like death, that are walking through a space of the loss of a relationship, divorce, or separation can feel like death, are walking through physical loss of a loved one, a parent, a sibling, a child, a partner, and you're feeling alone and you're feeling lonely, I offer you to consider deep reflection, in the words of Princess Holmes, of everything and everybody that you have left. This practice, this deep reflection, is a really great opportunity to build a habit that overrides the negativity bias that we often face when we experience traumatic or difficult events, that it's going to continue to get worse. And we start to see everything through this negativity lens because we have come to believe are negative things. I don't want to negate, pun intended, what you feel about your losses. I want you to deeply reflect about those losses and maybe have a chance to look at them slightly differently. Your perceptions are very powerful, and I wanted to just jump to a part in the book. Again, I want you to get it, and Prime Days are coming. There is a part of the work that asks you in your journey to look at the various circumstances that you're facing, the things that you are experiencing, the things you have to dwell in and sit in, that is a part of your deep reflection, that you will make a list, an inventory list with 4 columns: failure, blessing, gain, lesson. I write about one of my failures. I lost a significant contract many years ago with a church that had hired me to provide productions for its youth. It felt like my heart was about to beat out of my chest. I could hardly breathe thinking about the ramifications that could follow, because I made some poor programming decisions that did not get clarity on the target audience. The potential to damage my brand, reputation, ability to pay the people that were hired to do work, the people that had traveled there. It was a failure by my estimation. But then I wanted to see, was there anything in it that I gained? Although I lost that client and was quite embarrassed, I gained valuable insight into how to utilize design thinking to ensure that the programming decisions and the target audience were well thought out in advance of the production. So what started out as a failure had something in it that I gained. It was a blessing having the experience, not the outcome. That was what was the blessing. The fact that I secured the contract, I could deeply reflect on that. I had the wherewithal to secure it, that there was a strong likelihood that I could secure another contract again. It was the blessing that I had the ability to do it. The lesson for me, there is life after failure. And if you can acquire the new skills needed to address old challenges, then you just may be on to a successful next opportunity. Gratefulness is so powerful. It's a powerful tool that I want you to have in your toolkit, to have in your toolbox. It is not pretending that bad stuff does not happen. It is looking at what happened as failure, gain, blessing, lesson. It is taking the facts and framing them to deeply reflect on the moments that you're grateful for, and as an everyday practice to deeply reflect on everything and everybody that you have and have left. I invite you to take an inventory, and whether you're watching us on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Twitch TV, or on Facebook, from which we emanate, I want you to take a real look at your life. And I want you to deeply reflect and look for 3 things today for which you can be grateful. Say them aloud to yourself 3 times and share them with 3 people. It's your first step on a transformative journey to live gratefully in the center and power of gratefulness. I wanted to share with you, before I share the link, just a short video from MJ from Shahs of Sunset, whose husband uses gratitude and gratefulness as a practice to deal with his temperament issues. And I hope that whatever you're contending with, that you'll consider this but one tool in your toolkit to help you live more powerfully, more transformatively with gratefulness.
Marcus, I want to congratulate you on Love and Stuff. I really want you to know that staying grateful and understanding the power of what it is to be operating out of a space of abundance and gratitude is the most important part of every journey of every day. So Marcus June, congratulations on this book. It's on Amazon now. That makes me so proud of you and your family and me and my family, and every single person around us gets it. So good on you for bringing it into the hands and the laps and the Kindles of all the people. Okay, so we're going to check it out. Can't wait to learn more.
I'm grateful for MJ from Shaw's Sunset for sharing and just helping to promote the book. The Gratefulness Journey every day is available on Amazon. And hey, Prime days are coming. You can get that book next day and get a special deal on the Gratefulness Journey every day. There is the QR code if you want to scan it and take an opportunity to get it. It's a great book to add to your library. I'm Marcus Holmes. I'm grateful that you're here, and I hope that you will share this video with others that will want to improve their gratefulness and want to begin a practice of gratefulness. If you want to learn more about the gratitude science, I invite you to join me at thegratefulLiving.org. There's plenty of information there, or inbox me on any platform, and I'll make sure you're connected to resources on the gratitude science. And if this is something that is of interest for your group, your church group, your community group, your workplaces, feel free to reach me in any of these inboxes, and I'm more than happy to help you start your gratefulness group and gratefulness journey for your organization. I'm Marcus Holmes. I'm grateful for all of you being here, and look to hear in this month of Grateful more information about gratefulness. We have a group called Inside Love and Stuff, and what they do is they're on a 12-month journey to improve their self-care. We believe that self-care is your love and your gratefulness speaking to your worthiness. And so each month we have a different focus. This month is all about gratefulness. Last month was all about treating yourself. The month before was about setting healthy boundaries. March, we marched into fitness. February, we learned to eat to live and not live to eat. And in January, all about sleep. Each month has a different focus. And if you want to improve your life, if you know that you want to increase your worthiness consideration for you, while you're trying to take care of everybody else, but you're lacking in caring for you, I want to invite you to go to the Love and Stuff community page on Facebook and go under groups and join Inside Love and Stuff. We'll ask 3 short questions and we'll have you walking this journey with us. And I would love to see you there. Thanks again for joining. I hope you will click share and tag someone to keep the conversation going, to keep gratefulness as a practice before us. And I appreciate everyone for being here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Born and died, saved by love. How I believe.